Hey folks, a bit of a cool day today, but otherwise a beautiful day to go for a tour. You may have noticed I've gone back to my default music library. Well, when I started my Every Street tour, I wanted to use different music I haven't had yet. And I was looking at the different sources, and Audio Jungle, the music that I've used from there, you download them individual, and it can get pretty pricey that way. So they started a couple years ago, I think it was, a subscription service, and they call it Envato Elements. So I got looking at that, and 16, now I remember, we'll just say $16 a month. So I figured, well, that's not too bad. So decided to go with that. Well, $16 a month is based on a yearly subscription. So in order to do it actually pay monthly, it's $33. And of course, convert that to Canadian funds, it cost me $44. So because I was already short, misjudging how much money I had for the month, this kind of made things even worse. And it was the last day of the month, so I would have had to have that extra $44 for this month, which basically meant that I would have had to hold $88 total, because I need time to put it on my card so that I can pay, and so there just wasn't time. So I had to postpone my subscription when it came close to the end of September, and I'm not going to reinstate it until a few days into October, so I know I've got my money before that comes due again, and it just won't be a problem. So that was another part of my crap storm that happened. It just wasn't expected. So I'm just holding off on a little bit before I reinstate my subscription, just to make the next months a lot easier to manage. So that's why that's happening. So as far as the nice day goes, it cooled up pretty quickly that evening, and overnight I saw our first below freezing temperatures. So the next day wasn't too bad, but I wanted to go out and test the Monsters lights, but I've been so busy I hadn't had a chance to. And the next night was going to get pretty cool. That's the only temperature that cold that I've seen in the forecast, so the next few nights weren't going to be so bad. But I wanted to go out early to make sure temperature wasn't too bad. And it gets dark. I could go out as early as 8:30 and the sky will be dark, so I can go out nice and early now. And that's what I did. To be fair, this isn't my first use, because I did use it in the tunnel, and even in the daytime there it lit up pretty good. But this will be my first official test. And once I get past all the houses, I'm not sure exactly how bright it's going to be at night, so I waited. And then I turned it on. Holy smokes! It's like a car headlight. I'm impressed. And this is the SJCAM with the polarizing filter on it, and everything's just lit up beautifully. And this is exactly what I wanted. But just for a reference, now check out the H9 without the filter, and as usual it's brighter, of course. One thing I don't like about it is it's kind of a circle. Nothing off to the outside edges are being illuminated. With this particular camera, it's adjusting to the brightest part. But despite that, both cameras, I should say neither camera, is lighting my hat up and overwhelming the picture. So I am wearing my black hat, but even before, with the overhead light the way it was, and the front bumper light not being as bright, it was kind of adjusting to the brightness of my hat, because it was the brightest thing in the picture, and it was lighting up pretty much white. So this has solved the problem on both cameras. but I don't like how much the picture's cropped. I don't know how to put it. Not really cropped, but the outside edges just are not there. So I go back to the SJ with the filter on it, and I'm extremely satisfied. I have achieved my goal. It's exactly what I wanted. Nice. So I was sitting here taking a break. I had the Monsters lights on, stock lights, but I didn't have any of my spotlights on or floodlights. And I see this silhouette of a very, very large creature coming towards me across the river. And it landed in the water in front of me. So basically it was about 20 feet from me. It was right at the bottom of the boat launch. And I knew without a doubt it was my friend the heron. That's the closest it's been to me. I do have the lights on, like I said. So maybe it could see the lights, but just didn't realize that there was someone sitting there. So I turned my overhead light on. I could see it, but the camera doesn't pick it up. It's not bright enough for the camera. And I turned the front bumper light on. Unfortunately, that big wood wall in front of me blocked it, so it didn't light it up at all. I could see it just fine. So when I went to pull away, it was still there. I was going to turn down the boat launch to point my lights on it, but before I had a chance to turn, I saw it fly away. So that was kind of disappointing. I didn't get to really show it on video, but I was impressed it got that close to me. So, monster parts. Another Heartway faux pas. My dealer got back to me all the parts that were on the order. He gave me one of the part numbers. He said that it's out of stock. So it turns out it was the left spindle the one that the speedometer pickup unit, speed sensor I think it's called, is attached to, it's out of stock. So I can get the right one, but I can't get the left one. So, okay. So I asked him, I says, is this a temporary thing, or are they no longer available? Because I'm thinking if I can't change those, eventually those bearings are going to break, and the monster's going to become, this big expensive paperweight that I'm not going to be able to use. So he says, well, let me check with something, I'll get back to you. So, here's the thing. Heartway has several scooters that are similar. The Vita Sport is basically the monster without a roll bar, and the only other real difference is all four wheels are the same size. With the monster, the back wheels are bigger than the front. So he inquires about this, and I'm still shaking my head. They have the left spindle in stock for the Vita Sport, but not for the monster. It's the exact same thing. So he says, just take one off a Sport. Just kind of like, you should know this, right? It's their own company. They don't know their products. It's just amazing. So at this point, I'm waiting for that guy. Everything's ready to go. Just waiting for ODSP approval. Because this is going to be a pricey one. I can't afford to pay for this one myself. So that's what I'm waiting for. And I don't know where they're coming from, so when they approve it, I don't know how long I'm gonna have to wait. I'll have to find out. So, but at least things are in motion anyways. Hopefully I get them before winter, or at least before the weather gets really, really cold and I can't work out in the garage. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.